project. This goes with the All About Me sheet you've gotten in class. It has it listed as you know, your favorite foods, a place you want to visit, your best friend, your favorite color. And basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting your pictures inside of these shapes. So what pictures am I talking about? You're going to be looking up pictures for each item that was on that sheet, such as like your favorite food. You'll find a picture of your favorite food and it goes in one of these shapes. It can go in any, you can choose any shape for any picture. You can make a design using, like, you know, different colors, but the idea is that you fill this paper out with things that you love or like. This middle shape is for your picture. The picture can be a Bitmoji cartoon or a real picture, as well as the picture for your friend as well. Now, if you say, I don't have a best friend, then you can pick somebody you're close to, like a relative, and use their picture, or again, it could be a cartoon. So the way you do this is you should have gathered all your pictures previous to this, and then you're going to, one second, sorry, you're going to have your either them on your desktop, or if you have your folder, you'll have it in your folder. I have them on my desktop, so I'm just going to be using what I have here. Now, I do suggest you importing one image and working with one image at a time, because it will get, you know, it might get confusing or hectic. So what you do is you find your picture. So an example is this picture. And you might want to rename them beforehand. It's up to you. And basically now you decide where which shape are you going to put it in. Now, before I do anything further, I want to explain what this box is. This box, it just represents that you can rotate or change the size of the box, okay? I'm sorry, of the item. And in order to rotate, you want to see this double-sided bent arrow, which means you're rotating. Okay, so an example would be if I want to go into one of these angled shapes, I would take my mouse and click and drag when I see that bent arrow. Okay, so actually I'll use one of these up here. I'll use this corner box as an example. Now you'll see that it also does not fit to cover the blue. So when you put these pictures in, they do need to cover the blue. An example is this picture right here, fit perfectly. So once you know that you need to do that, oops, sorry, I wanted to rotate it a little bit more. You're going to just rotate it as you need to. If you don't need to, if it fits perfectly or matches perfectly in the shape as it is, don't rotate. But in order to change the size, you're going to go to any of the corners, okay? And you want to see a straight double-sided arrow. If you're in a corner, it's going to be on an angle like mine is. If you're on one of the middle ones, it will be straight up and down or left to right. So you want to go to one of the corners and click and drag, okay? And then once you're done, you will press the return key on your keyboard. Now, you'll see that this is covering quite, a couple of different shapes, which we don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the picture by clicking and dragging my mouse. And one thing before I move on that I didn't mention is that you want to look at the toolbox on the left side of your screen and look for this first tool called the Move tool. And make sure you click on that, okay? This is a tool we use when we need to move items around our screen. So we click on our picture. Now, the way that this is working is that my Move tool is set to auto select up here. And it's set to layer. What this means is when this is checked off, whatever I click on my screen, in my layers panel, it's gonna start clicking on the same thing, because in Photoshop, we use what's called layers, to import items and have everything separated so we can go and edit each item separately. If you do not use layers and everything is connected together and it's one layer instead of several like mine are, what happens is it basically becomes like one object. Like, think about it as you take a glue stick and you're gluing two pieces of papers together. That's kind of what happens if you have all of your all of your objects together. Versus what I have is pieces, okay? So these pieces can be moved around, deleted, or changed because they are all separated, okay? So I want to put this picture inside of this shape, okay? So So in order to do this, I have to find out what the name of the layer is for the shape. Okay, so I click on the shape with this tool. Okay, click, and it automatically finds it for me. Okay, now I can click, I see it's layer 3. So I'm gonna click on my picture, and I'm gonna click and drag my picture down so that it is above layer 3. Okay, now you can also rename your layers. Okay, why would you do that? So you would want to rename your layers so that you can keep yourself organized and so that you know what it is. So you can write pink image, and then I can say, okay, sorry, cancel. This one is going to be called pink image shape. And you can even do this from the beginning if you want to. You can label each shape so that you know what picture is going in there. Okay, going back to putting the pink image above the pink shape. When I click on the picture now, you'll see it is above some shapes and then underneath some shapes, and that's because our layers work as a stacking order. Okay, so I'm going to click on the picture, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to layer, create clipping mask, like that, and it goes right inside of whatever shape it is above. A clipping mask takes the image and puts it inside of something else. How that's determined is the something else, in this case, is the shape. And the shape basically creates a bounding box that tells Photoshop, I want my picture to stay inside of this shape. Okay, so I'm going to do another example. Okay, so I have two favorite foods. I have sushi and then I have pizza. I know not everyone likes to look at sushi, so that's why I picked a picture of pizza for this one. So again, I'm going to scale my picture, and I'm going to put it into this picture, this shape underneath my place that I want to go, which is Italy. Okay, and I scaled this, so now it'll fit. And what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to rename my layer by double clicking on the name that's there, and I'm going to click on the shape now, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do pizza shape. Okay, and now I'm going to take my layer of pizza, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag, and you'll see that these blue lines are appearing, and that's telling you where it's going to place. Okay, so now I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to go to layer, create clipping mask. Okay, layer, create clipping mask, and it goes inside of the shape. You can, let's say I want to scale the picture. I can go to edit, free transform, which is what you see when you first bring the picture in, and I can make the picture bigger. Okay, I can make it as big as I want. I can make it like that. Okay, because I think that looks better. Okay, so you're going to do this for all of your pictures. I believe I have, here we go, favorite snack. Okay, so I'm going to scale this. I'm going to put it in one of these at the top here. I think this one right here. So I'm going to scale. Okay, when I say the word scale, what that means is I'm changing the size. Okay, so free transform to change the size. And I want to make sure I get a good size for this ice cream. Okay, I'm going to rename it snack, and then I'm going to click on the shape, and it's called snack shape. Now you should realize while I'm doing this, the shape is above the picture. Why is it above the picture? Because if we look at my layers panel, the layers are arranged by whatever's at the bottom is underneath everything, and as you start putting things on top of one another, that changes the arrangement. So I'm going to take the snack picture and I'm going to move it up here, okay, above my snack shape. Okay, with this still clicked on, and you want to make sure while you're doing this, okay, that you're clicking on the picture that you want to clip. Okay, so now I go to layer, create clipping mask, and it automatically puts it in there for me. Now here's some complications you may occur before I end this video. Okay, if you're importing pictures, what might happen is you might say, okay, I need this picture. What is this? Okay, I need to put this picture in my document, and when you go to do it, you may place it in here. Okay, and it may, sometimes they actually go underneath others. Okay, so you want to make sure you're paying attention to where it's going in here. Okay, so I'm going to drag it out. Okay, so that's one thing that might occur. The other thing that might occur is you might not click on the picture. If you don't click on the picture, Photoshop will not know what you want to do with it. You have to show it what you want to do. So when you do this, you just want to make sure that you're clicking on your picture and you're clicking on your shape so you know what goes where. So Home Alone, this is my favorite movie, at least my favorite holiday movie. Okay, I'm gonna do Home Alone shape, and I'm gonna move the picture above this, and again, go to layer, create clipping mask. So if you clip it and you notice it doesn't fit, you don't have to say, oh, I'm gonna just leave it. You can adjust it, okay? You can play around with it. Now, it might happen that the picture just doesn't fit, okay? If the picture doesn't fit and you don't like the picture that's there, like maybe I don't like how this looks, you can delete it and find another picture. You can go to free transform and scale it down, okay? You know, you have to make that decision. Maybe I would do it like this. So I'm going to do mine like this because it won't fit the other way. Let me see if I can get it better. Okay. Remember, we don't want to have any blue. Even this little corner here, I don't want that, okay? So make sure that the picture fits. If it doesn't fit and you don't like how it looks, find another picture. Delete, press delete on your keyboard, find another picture. Let me think if there's anything. Now at any time you need to undo, like you make a mistake and you want to undo, you can go to edit, undo, or command Z, okay? Otherwise you'll work on your assignment on this picture, you'll fill it all out, and then you can go to file, save as, okay? And you want to make sure you're changing the name here to your name. Okay, and then you just save it, you would save it in your folder. So we should have made a folder. If you do not already have a folder, you're going to go to new folder at the bottom here and make a folder with your name, okay? And that will be on your desktop. So you're going to save this file as a Photoshop file, okay? You're going to press save. Then you're going to do it again. You're going to go to file, save as, and you're going to change the format to either JPEG or Photoshop PDF. Either one is fine, but this is the file you are going to send to me, okay? Either JPEG is called a JPEG, or PDF, Photoshop PDF, okay? You click on one of them and then press save, okay? And then you're uploading either the JPEG or the PDF. I do not want the Photoshop file because one, I will have to download them. I can't just go and print them. And it may take me a longer time, or I might have some issues downloading the file. So I always like to ask for either a JPEG or a PDF file.